Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of my New England Patriots franchise mode series right here on Madden 20. And today, the Brady era has officially ended. Life without Brady truly begins. You could say it began in the offseason, but it's getting pretty real today because we're rolling with Case Keenum as our quarterback, unless we roll with Spitzer and hope that maybe he develops. But it was a fairly successful offseason given the circumstances, the acquisition of Amari Cooper, of course, Harry breaking out last year, looking pretty damn good. The dual threat at tight end, which some people were a bit, why'd you spend money on both of them? But hey, as a Patriots fan, we can all dream about how well things would have gone as with the Gronk Hernandez pairing if Aaron Hernandez wasn't a horrible person. But yeah, the Hooper Ebron setup, I'm good with it. The O-line, pretty damn stacked, especially with the addition of Landry in the drafts. Sony Michel, still looking pretty good. And defense, still holding on relatively strong. I mean, the McCourty brothers, of course, still here. Gilmore still an X-Factor. The big-time acquisition of Miles Jack. We'll see how the team does this season in certain ways. There's still a lot of changes to come with this team over the next little while here. Now, I'm hoping that by some miracle, Spitzer gets a breakout moment this year. That would be absolutely tremendous. Or that in the preseason, we see some upgrades from him as well. I'm not against running with a low 60 rated quarterback to start the year. You know, if it looks like that's just not going to work and we slip up, then hey, Case Keenum is there to try and help balance things out for us and hopefully still be able to lead us to the playoffs. And whether or not playoff success happens from there, well, I'm not going to hold my breath, but time will tell. There's Gostkowski back up to a 77 plus 3 awareness. Duke Dawson up to a very nice 69 rating. It's going to be an interesting season on a couple of different fronts, I would say, just because of the question marks that we have after, of course, not having a high-caliber quarterback be available to us in the draft. So we end up with more upgrades here in the preseason. Froholtz going to be up to a 63. Don't know if he'll ever play. He has beautiful, majestic hair, though. And Anthony Wint, a linebacker, got him to a scheme fit at least. He's up to a 62. So not too bad there. No upgrades, though, for the quarterback in the preseason, which is not a good sign if we did want to potentially start him. So it is an 80-rated team out of the gates. I feel like I really want to give Spitzer a chance. You know, he's 21. There could be some good development there. While that could be unlikely, the thing is, he has decent short and medium range accuracy, which is what kind of the Patriots playbook is built upon. Trigger happy, sense of pressure, forces passes, throw away. God, he has some god-awful traits. Case Keenum is our quarterback. He is starting week 1 against the Denver Broncos. Let's do this. Don't know how much I'll jump in, if at all, this year. Probably significantly less than I did last year. Granted, the difficulty for this is on All Pro, which is good because All Madden is still just completely broken, as we've discovered on Twitch as of late. It is just the goddamn worst in terms of the randomness. It's a shame. Little mini rant here. But it's a shame that EA is one of those devs, at least for Madden, where, sense of difficulty, that just means more BS and garbage moments. It's pretty much what that means. That little, again, I said mini rant and I meant it. That aside, let's focus on this game. Denver likely to have the lead through the first, and they do. 3 points separate the two of us. We'll go to the half. Hopefully we can get on the board. In case you're not making me feel too good about this, we're down 6-0. We couldn't put up a single point in that first half. Mr. Keenum, I'd please advise you to show up in this second half. We're down 18-0. Really? 18. Are you serious? Am I benching Case? Jesus, man! What's the matter with you? He's done. 6 of 15, 58 yards, and a pick. Not like the running game's been great either. We've barely had the ball. Well, that's great. Spitzer, let's see if you can do anything in this fourth quarter. It's a 3-possession game. Let's see if the rookie can do anything for us here. Nope, 3 and out. Even better, it was a turnover on downs. Oh, God. And Denver fails to score after missing a 48-yarder. Okay, I said I was going to look to play a little bit less, right? Oh, God, do I accept this? Do I accept this? I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. I think we might at least take over for the offense here on this drive and see if we can just get something going. I mean, how bad could it possibly be? I really actually don't want to run verts here. Oh, God. This isn't good. You know, we're going for it, though. Mr. White underneath. Hey, Spitzer doing what Case Keenum could barely do. And that's throw a complete pass. My God. No, we'll stick with this. Just because we have the dual threats out of the backfield. Sony Michel. Attaboy, Spitzer. Don't fumble that. Thank you. Up to the 46. Hey, Spitzer can complete passes. I've proven it. In just 2 plays, we have proven that Spitzer can throw the ball. Unfortunately, we're so low on time that I can't do much else other than throw the ball, even though I'd love to. Attaboy, Spitzer. Hits Edelman. We don't get a crazy gain out of it, but hey, it's positive yardage. Let's see here. The real test. The real test. You know, actually, I never run this. We're going for it. See if we can hit James White. It was so slow turning around. Was there positive yardage out of that? I think we got a yard on the play. All right. Oh, God. Get back into the gun right now. Right now. Hooper, we need you to block, buddy. We need you to block, just in case. They're sending pressure. That's a mistake because Julian Edelman exists. Silly Denver. You should know that. You actually have a person at the helm that can throw the ball, which apparently Case Keenum can't do. Maybe we'll get some good development out of Spitzer here. Please block, please block, please block, please. Okay, you know what? You half tried. You half tried. I feel like they made the blocking worse. Maybe that's a placebo effect, I don't know. But I feel like the blocking in this game is worse since that first patch came out, even though that patch did nothing for blocking. I guess it didn't. I don't know, maybe it did, but yeah, I feel like it's a hell of a lot worse. Julian Edelman, you're a cheat code, and I love you. Actually, might have been able to go deep there. Let's see what we can do here. Snap it before they're ready. I should have gone to Hooper. I regret it. I regret it. Oh, well, you know, if James White wasn't looking out into the crowd, he might have been able to get to that. But that's a typical EA route. Here we go. Please tell me you caught that. I hate you. I hate you. I know I was late, Ebron, but you could have gotten there. Now we have to go for this. We have to go for this. Our effort to save the day. Can we do it? Just to get us on the goddamn board. And Spitzer throws an inaccurate pass. Well, if that's a sign of how this season's gonna go, great. Great. He was doing so well, and then for no reason, was he pressured? Nope, no pressure. He just botches a wide open throw. Okay, cool. Hey, 63 rated. You shouldn't be surprised. Johnny Manziel could hit that on a drunken bender. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. Johnny Manziel could hit that throw. I expect my guy to be able to. And you know what? Screw it. We're doing more of this because from the looks of it, with who we have at quarterback right now, we're going to be simming a lot this season anyway, so I might as well try to have some fun now. Because we are boned. He hits that throw. And a boy James, good little pickup. I mean, technically, theoretically, We're not out of this game. It's likely that we're out of this game, but we're not completely out of this game. Attaboy Edelman, please hold on to that. Again, had it been a little bit more patient, the throw over the top might have gone. But you saw You saw Spitzer's deep throw accuracy. I don't know if I trust that. You also saw his short accuracy on the last drive. I really don't know if I trust his ability to hit that pass. So let's snap it before the ready, please. Quick throw to Hooper. Easy touchdown. There you go, Spitz. You did. Granted, you had a bit of help getting over the finish line, but you did what Case Keenum couldn't. You threw a damn touchdown pass. Congratulations. Unfortunately, Denver just managed to kill 4 minutes of time off the clock by barely going over the halfway line. Figure that one out. But yeah, that's a week 1 loss. Granted, we lost in week 1 last season to Pittsburgh. So it's not a death sentence. But Case Keenum's performance may be a death sentence for him in New England, because I don't know about that one, man. I don't know. I mean, team stats, we put up just those 7 points. We had 186 yards of offense. 9 first downs. Are you kidding me? That was arguably the worst scenario we could have possibly seen. Case Keenum was horrific. The running game wasn't great. The offense in general just didn't go all that well. The O-line was okay. Can't blame the O-line for that. Gostkowski did miss a field goal. We still would have lost, by 8. That was the worst case scenario for our first game without Brady. I think that could have possibly happened. At least it wasn't a complete blowout. But I mean, damn, that has to be one of our defensive players, right? It's Bennett, 8 tackles, 3 sacks, and yet still, nothing went well. Case Keenum gets another chance as a starter, but boy, if he gets off to a slow start against Seattle, we're turning to the rookie again. I mean, I will not hesitate to let Spitzer just go for it. And again, we knew that he was likely to be terrible. Of course, first round projection, fell to 4th round talent. Obviously, we knew he was likely to be bad. Sometimes in Madden, though, you do have players that have that exact setup, and they still end up being good. That didn't happen. It was worth the risk, because otherwise, hey, Case Keenum. So it was worth the risk to go out and, bring in Spitzer in the draft. But we'll see whether or not Case Keenum's the guy. Maybe it should have been someone like Tannehill. Early lead for the Seahawks. Can we get on the board? My God, we're up to the 22 at least. Can we get on the board? Hey, we got a touchdown in the first half for the first time this year. Oh, God. 16-7. We've scored 14 points through a game and a half. Right. That's horrifying. Spitzer's actually in. He shouldn't have stayed as the starter. Okay. Oh, cool. Keenum got hurt. All right. That's great. How long's he out for? Let's go look at that. Case Keenum gets hurt already in week 2. Jesus. So Spitzer's our guy for the rest of this game. Let's see what he can do. And then probably at the end of this game, we're going to have to bring in another quarterback off the free agent list. We're down 31 to... Let's just get this one over with, shall we? 38-14. We've scored 21 points in 2 games. My God. What the hell are we going to do? What the hell are we going to do? Oh, good. Sony Michel's hurt, too. Isn't that precious? Hooper and Cooper at the touchdowns. Isaiah Wynn allowed 4 sacks. That's fun. We didn't get to Russell all that much. So, yeah, nightmare start to this season, huh? Didn't think life without Brady would be this bad. But through 2 weeks, I'm already completely horrified. Now, the good thing is neither of those injuries are long-term. But my God, James White wants a new contract. I love James White. I don't know if we can justify paying him and Sony Michel as much money as we do. It's one hell of a 1-2 punch. Obviously, retaining the services of David Andrews is going to be just a little bit more important. We'll add an extra year onto that and see what he thinks. Cool. So David Andrews is sticking around. The McCourties are up, Hightower's up, and there's a lot of 30s. A lot of 30-somethings with contracts coming up. The good thing is we do have all the money in the world. Or not all the money in the world, but we do have quite a bit of money. Now, scouting-wise, the last thing we scouted was O-line. That's really, I'd say, the last thing that we need to worry about. There is one thing in particular that we need to worry about. Let's see if I don't want to fire my coach. Let's see if, I was going to say, thank God there's a quarterback scout. Let's see if we can find a quarterback scout. There is one. Now the question, is there a quarterback? Please, for the love of God, Chase Dawson, Josh Lentz, or Stephen Locklear. One of you, please. Chase Dawson. Lentz is okay as a scrambler. Locklear also okay as a scrambler. Chase Dawson out of Tennessee. 21 years old. I can already tell you, he's the guy. He has to be. He absolutely has to be, unless any of these guys are magically half decent, and they are not. I don't think. Call it a hunch, but I'm going to scout every quarterback again. Now look, I know it's a waste, all right? I'm fine with that. Maybe, just maybe, the next Brady's available. That's my hope, as delusional as I may be. But when you have to deal with Keenum and Spitzer, being delusional might be helpful. We take on the 2-0 Chargers. If we lose this, then I don't know if we jump into week-by-week sims anymore, because it might not be worth it. It might just be worth getting through this season as quickly as possible and figuring out what we want to do with all of these 30-somethings, because in terms of trading them all, not so likely. But man, if we're not in a playoff spot come deadline time, it does kind of make sense to maybe move on from some of these veterans and recoup some draft picks. Does make quite a bit of sense. Hopefully that's not the case, because I'd like to not tear down this team that soon. But let's see what we can do against the Don't Call Us San Diego Chargers. And we do get a touchdown the opening drive. We're up 14-0. At the end of the first, it is a touchdown pass to Eric Ebron, followed up with an interception by Patrick Chung that led to a 5-yard rushing touchdown for Sony Michel. So a good start for us in comparison to what we've been seeing. It's 21-7. Make that 28-7. Case Keenum finally getting a rhythm as our quarterback. Damn good here. Damn good performance thus far. They hit a 43-yard touchdown pass to Keenan Allen. We respond with a decent drive, running them down. 2-yard touchdown for Michelle. And then from there, a 4-yard touchdown pass to N'Keal Henry. N'Keal. It's N'Keal, man. Again, it's not my fault. People, you can't spell something to be like, well, actually, it's not how it. That's exactly how the English language works. But still, I'm going to complain about it. We're up 35-14. We're on the verge of scoring again here, so I'd like to think, I'm not going to need to jump in, this game is over. So maybe let's halt the talks of blowing the team up already, shall we? 49-14, where the hell was that offense through the first 2 weeks? I don't know. But in typical Patriot fashion, 2 losses to start a season, everyone's ready for the empire to fall. And instead, Case Keenum comes to Los Angeles and throws 5 touchdown passes and nearly 400 yards against a pretty damn solid Charger defense. That is what you like to see, or at least what I like to see. William Russell, the punter, also threw for 24 yards on a fake. That's amazing. Michelle has his first 100 rushing yard game of the season with 2 touchdowns. And then Cooper led the way in terms of receptions and yardage. The touchdowns of Edelman, Harry, and Ebron. And in terms of receptions for White, 1 reception for him, of course, an elite receiving back, not a single sack allowed. Jack led the way, numerous tackles for loss, numerous sacks as well. Not too shabby. Strong effort overall, and again, I think that shuts down some of the talks about this dynasty coming to a close. There might still be life yet, as Duron Harmon is up to a 74 overall. We'll see what happens in week 4, though, as we host the Raiders. We'll advance week for now. Again, I don't know what we're going to do with James White. We'll figure that out. That has to be Case Keenum, and it is the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. We have upgrade points. It's point James Landry, the newest member of the O-line. We'll make him better. He is up to a 79 overall. One hell of a pickup in the draft. And thankfully, the down counter didn't break this time. That's still broken. And it sucks, and I hate it, but it is still broken. So scouting-wise, probably won't take a look at all the quarterbacks, but maybe I will. Because if there's one thing I've learned, wasting points just gets under people's skin, and I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Yeah, none of them are going to be worth it. So if we get a quarterback this year, and we need one, it's likely to be Chase Dawson out of Tennessee. It is likely to be Mr. Dawson. Now, as far as what else we need, I mean, you could say if we were to let go of James White, a different running back, Damian Harris or a free agent signing could do that. Again, I don't know if I'm keeping James White or not. Wideout-wise, we do still need another threat. Edelman's 34. We do have the dual tight end threat. We'll see how long that lasts. We could end up trading one of the two, probably Ebron over Hooper, if need be. But for now, let's see if there is a wideout scout. There is David Sadler. Welcome aboard. And let's see what we have here. Hopefully, in terms of good second-round talents at wideout, or players who could fall to the second round, because that first-round pick has to be on the quarterback. The one problem there is that, man, trading up could be difficult and expensive, and we don't really know how that's going to work out. So let's do this. 4th game of the episode. We're making pretty damn good progress through this season thus far as we host the Raiders. Antonio Brown, their only X factor. Glad to see he didn't decide to retire over a helmet. Absolute nerd of a person that guy is. And we'll see what we can do here. We get the first win in the Case Keenum era. That just doesn't sound good, does it? It really doesn't. But we get the first win in the Case Keenum era. Hopefully we can get back to a 500 record here with the win, and all will be well in the world. So through the first we go. Field goal on the opening drive. The Raiders respond with a touchdown. 7-3 lead for them after 15 minutes. As we get a touchdown to take the lead, another touchdown to further establish the lead, and 17-7 is your score at the half. So things started off pretty well. 36-yard field goal for Gostkowski. They respond, a 1-yard rushing touchdown for Derrick Henry, and from there we took over. And, you know, aside from the, what the hell was that, 2-yard penalty, and then suddenly they had the ball. I don't understand. That's just weird. 3rd and 6, and then suddenly they have the ball. But Derek Carr threw an interception to Devin McCourty, and the extra point was good. Nah, see, EA, franchise mode was fine. You didn't need to make any changes this year. Nah, franchise was good. Franchise was good. Just add X factors, and everything's fine. You didn't need to make any changes. Oh, God. There's nothing I hate more than seeing stupid legacy issues that should have been fixed, you know, not be fixed in a year where they didn't make any changes. Hello, MLB The Show as well. We're up 24-10 here in the early stages. Joe Juan Williams with the interception at the 19. That should seal the deal. 31-10. A 19-yard touchdown pass to Austin Hooper. And barring a brutal collapse, this game is over. Your final score, 38-10. Ultimately, we bounced back from a pretty rough start through the first 2 games. But ultimately, Case Keenum gets it under control. 9 touchdown passes in his last 2 games. Threw for 244 yards, threw a pick as well, but he got the job done. The running game, not spectacular, But receiving-wise, Cooper led the way. Hooper up there. And Izzo with receptions as well. Makes you wonder if Ebron got hurt. Touchdowns for White, Cooper, and Hooper. Blocking-wise, only 2 sacks allowed that time. Normally it's by a running back. 15 tackles for a Miles Jack. He is just wonderful. Good God in heaven. Well, at least Derek Carr is not our quarterback. Oh my God. Whew. And the fans chant, Peterman, Peter Meme, Peterman. My God. You might as well turn to Peterman with that performance. Jesus. See, it could always be worse. 0-2, back to 2-2. It could always be worse. Week 5, we take on the Jets. We have no upgrade points or anything to work with, and still only one contract to worry about. That would be the James White deal. So wideout-wise, we will continue to look, and more than likely we are still only going to scout players that are projected to be drafted. We'll take a look during the free agent scouting period. When we get points at that stage. We'll take a look then at combine scores, see if anybody catches our eye. But yeah, for now, in terms of scouting, we'll only focus on those who are about to be drafted or projected to be drafted. So we take on the 2-1-1 Jets. The Bills are 1-4. The Dolphins are 0-4. So not that much competition for the division title this year. We will see if Case Keenum can stay on this hot streak. 7 overall point advantage. They're led by Adams, Mosley, and Williams at this point. And it would be very nice to get back over 500 at this stage. Well, granted, we haven't been over 500, but a third straight win to overcome that very poor start would be very much appreciated, to the point where, we took Case Keenum out of that first game. Almost as, it was necessary. Hey, that's where Lance Kendricks ended up. It was necessary, in a way, for that to happen. I just realized. Well, no, we took a look at top free agent signings. Never mind. Don't mind me. Gostkowski just missed a 57-yarder. Don't mind that, except for the fact that they went on to score. We respond with a field goal of our own, 7-3 New York. Make that 14-3, 14-10, 21-10. 24-10 at the half. It's always the Jets that give us trouble in this sim. We'll go through the early stages of the third, make that 24-17, and that'll be the score heading into the fourth here. So another close game against the Jets. We do march down the field, though, to get the game-tying touchdown. It's 24-all with 11.5 minutes left. We'll see what the Jets can do here, and the answer is nothing. Graham Gano misses a 61-yard attempt. Can the offense take advantage? They did in one play. A 49-yard touchdown pass to Julian Edelman. The extra point was blocked, so it's a 6-point game with 7:48 remaining. And the Jets are stopped just short at the 15 after multiple penalties. It's still a 6-point game with under 5 minutes left. Let's see if the offense can wind down the clock, and they can indeed. A big comeback win against old Bug Eyes himself and the New York Jets. 30-24, your final. Case Keenum has won 3 games in a row after a controversial start to his tenure here. Not the most impressive performance. Still has 10 touchdowns in his last 3 games. At least not the most impressive performance in terms of total touchdowns, but 27-39, 362 yards is beautiful. The running game, 3 touchdowns. Michelle, and a rushing touchdown for Colin Spitzer, who ran the ball 3 times. Receiving-wise, Harry and Edelman, 7 receptions each. Edelman had a monster game. And blocking-wise, Isaiah Wynn struggled again at tackle. Defensively, Jason McCourty, 9 tackles, led the way. Couple tackles for loss, couple of sacks in that game as well. Only 1 pick, this one for Gilmore. Gostkowski's missed field goal and the blocked point after attempt. Ultimately, not a deciding factor as we win our 3rd straight game to make it over 500 for the first time this season. Jeremiah Dixon up to a 70. One of our fresh draft picks, the depth option. And Brandon King at linebacker. probably just make him better in terms. Yeah, he's 27. We'll just make him better in terms of pass coverage. I'm surprised he's not a middle linebacker if pass coverage is his go-to, but hey, you could play wherever the hell you want. No injuries still, knock on wood. We head to week 6 against San Francisco. We have other contracts to negotiate. So again, we'll see about James White. The McCourties. The McCourties. Donta Hightower, Lawrence Guy, our defense. Our defense is essentially threatening to fall apart here. It's just, we gotta wait. We have to wait for these guys to see how much more they're going to regress this year. Like J.C. Jackson is the only guy where I'm like, yeah, let's re-sign him thus far. So we will be seeing that prompt there to negotiate for the entirety of this season because there's no way we're going in for any of these guys. This is the only other thing we need on the offensive side is wideouts, and then it's all defense the rest of the way. So I know it's a bit of a risk, but hey, like Darnell Barber could be the guy, right? That might be the only other guy that we need. Vernon Casey might be the guy. So I do think it's worth taking a look here, trying to find decent late, mid to late round options at wideout, and then focusing basically solely on the defense for the rest of the way in terms of scouting. And obviously, someone like Brewer, Callahan, might not be all that bad. I didn't mean to scout that guy. So we have 2 other wideouts to scout, Jamison and Quinn O'Neal, and then we're moving strictly towards scouting the defense the rest of the way. We're up to 3-2 overall, 81 rated. And let's see here. Why ended on 3 straight wins when we can hope for a 4th? We host the Niners. Richard Sherman and George Kittle still leading the way. DeForest Buckner as well up there for the 76 rated Niners. So we'll see how this goes for us. Hopefully it's a 4th straight win. Get 2 games over 500. Overcome that poor start and make our way towards hopefully another division title. The Jets seem to be the only team that will really give us a challenge for that top spot in the division. And thankfully, despite those early scares, the Keenum experiment seemingly working. We'll see if I feel the same way after this game as the Niners take the early lead, 7-0, and that'll be the score at the end of the opening 15. We go to the half. It's 7-3, make it 14-3. 14-5 after a safety, 14-12, and 15-14. A very productive second quarter for us. Gostkowski with a field goal. Garoppolo's return, he does throw a touchdown pass. Keenan fumbled, it was recovered. We were forced to punt. There ended up being a safety. It says minus 2-yard rush. Fuck it, I hate it so much. Let's sim through the third as the Niners will regain the lead, and they are threatening to score again. It's 24-15. We need a touchdown here on this drive, and we get it in very quick order. Huge yardage plays, and James White caps it off with a touchdown. It's a 2-point game. San Francisco forced to punt. Will start at the 6. But let's see with just under 9.5 minutes left if we can do anything. We cannot. So a stop here is crucial, and we don't get it. 31-22. You know what? This is the final game of the episode. Let's see if we can make something happen here. Like I said, and obviously, aside from jumping into that first game, we're not going to be jumping in as much. And we'll see ultimately if we can have something happen here for us. James White with space. James White, beautiful run to start. All the way up to the 43. Just his 4th carry of the game, 24 yards and a touchdown. It's almost as if he's been used as a power back. And he is anything but. And we're going to hand it right back over to James here. I know we're low on time. Or not. Please make that catch. My God, what a throw by Keenum. I told him to hand it off. Did you just see, by the way, the completions and the yardage that Keenum has without throwing a touchdown? That's insane. I swear to God, I hit Y to change the play, but you know what? We made it work. Let's see what we can do here. Huge play. Edelman can't stay in bounds on the stiff arm. But we are in striking distance. Wide open Julian Edelman on the outside. Let's see what we can do here. I want Edelman going over the middle. Throw, caught, touchdown. Austin Hooper, proving to be a very strong threat for us offensively. We are back in this game. Let's hit the point after here. Hopefully we don't get a scripted block. And we'll see if the defense can hold on. A risky move, as we learned against Kansas City in the playoffs. But let's see if the defense can hold on and get us another chance with the ball. And they do. It's a 2-point game. We start at our own 21. Let's see if we have what it takes to complete this drive and hit a game-winning field goal, as we have done before. Easy throw, and Keenum misses it. Might have been able to go deep there. I don't know if I trust him to have hit Amari Cooper on the outside there, but already a big missed opportunity. Let's see what we got here. Throw over the middle, caught by Cooper. He's able to hold on to it. That was scary. 449 yards now in this game for Keenum. Only the one touchdown, and we're the ones that threw it. Let's see what we can do here. You know what? I want James White on that wheel route. And AI wheel routes are dangerous. Not as dangerous as that. Misread the coverage. We get a chance to get back into it, and we throw it away. That is the best I have ever seen an AI linebacker cover that wheel route. Damn. It looks so good, too. And that's another rough throw for Keenum. What would have happened if he didn't miss a wide open receiver over the middle? That's the question. We need this touchdown without using a timeout, just in case. Keenum completes the pass, but again, clock's ticking. It is oh so unlikely that we're going to make this work for us. Obviously, throwing over the middle was a risk, but I was hoping he would have been able to get out. Ebron, you know what? That works. Let's send James White on the wheel. It only failed us once. Could it possibly fail us again? Unbelievable catch by Julian Edelman. Still can't use the timeout, though. We're just going to have to go verts again. Edelman, wide open, touchdown. A good response, but we're down by 3. And it's looking oh so unlikely, and we don't get the ball back ultimately. Shit, I should have hit B. You know what? Ultimately, though, we didn't deserve the win. We didn't deserve the win. I mean, I threw the interception. We were down anyway when I threw that first touchdown pass to Hooper. I should have hit B there, obviously. I wasn't thinking. I'm like, oh yeah, the AI will be smart enough to use the timeouts. No, they're not, and I know better than that. There's no reason as to why we shouldn't have gotten the ball back right there. We would have had I hit B, but ultimately, that's how it ends. And we just didn't play good enough defense in this game. Case Keenum lacked finishing. I mean, we threw the only, granted, touchdowns and interceptions. That was all me. He had 300 yards and a ton of completions, but didn't do anything with it. And ultimately, we fall to 3-3 on the season. Obviously, not too happy with myself for throwing that interception. But on the flip side, again, it's frustrating, of course, because we had a wide open receiver on the play before that he just completely missed for no goddamn reason. But that's how this happens. I don't know. It's been a frustrating night of Madden for me, just in general. That doesn't help. I mean, again, the interception, sure, yeah, I fucked up, I threw that. But the incomplete pass to a wide open receiver over the middle, unpressured, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, there's times where guys are going to miss. Those really shouldn't be the ones that miss, though, because then it just feels cheap. But regardless, we make it through the first 6 weeks of the season. We're at 3-3 atop the AFC East. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep over losing that game because I'm not too happy.